Hey guys, my name is Kat, and I'm sitting here with Allie, Ryan, and Trey at the end. And today we are going to talk about interracial couples in America, or well, everywhere in a generalization, because they're everywhere.
Should they be banned? Absolutely.
Shut up. Well, honestly, I don't really care.
You don't care if they're banned?
Oh my god.
We're in an interracial relationship and you don't care if they're banned? That's crazy.
Shut up, Ryan.
Okay, so I don't care who's dating who, but I will say don't look at me like that.
So if y'all don't know, they're a couple. So
An
this should
interracial couple?
be this should be very
God.
interesting.
An abomination.
Everybody at this table has been or is in an interracial relationship.
Yeah, we're not talking about mine.
Yeah, no, we're not.
Yeah, we're not.
We're
I
definitely
don't
not.
want to.
Yeah.
So only us three are in interracial relationships right now.
Yes, I'm single.
Don't hit them up.
Don't hit him up.
Shut the fuck up!
I would advise against that.
Shut up!
Okay, anyways.
Anyway.
Okay, so so yeah, me and Ryan are dating. We've been dating for almost a year now. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's inevitable that there would be a bunch of interracial relationships because, humans, we be humaning or whatever, right? But it's interesting in a cultural aspect, I guess. So, I'm Filipino, or half Filipino, at least. So, I grew up with Filipinos. I grew up as Filipino. I grew up also as white as well. So it's just it's been an equal mix of both cultures put into one. And was there conflict internally as I was a kid, not knowing which side or the divide that I felt within me? 100% yeah. But now I'm just I'm just here. I'm mixed, and that's that. But I will say there's a lot of it depends on who we're talking about. Some people are like, ooh, don't date a white boy. Oh yeah, date a white boy because he's in the military for sure. And then it's oh, don't date black people. And she was like, only date black people. So it's just and then they're like, don't date Mexicans. And they're like, yeah, date Mexicans. So it's you can't win. You can't really.
You gotta do what makes yourself happy.
You can't really win on a judgmental family scale. My family wasn't like that, but they can be like that if they choose that day. It's like hot potato. You don't know what the heck you're gonna get.
They all hate me.
They don't hate him.
Wait, I have a question for you, Catherine.
What?
You're half white, half Filipino.
Yeah.
Which half is which?
What do you mean? Which
Top, bottom, left, right? Is it spotted throughout? I mean,
Ryan.
No, remember Catherine? Remember Catherine?
domestic violence. You saw it live.
Remember Catherine is literally 50-50.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Down to the fucking DNA.
Yeah, no,
percentage.
her,
50-50.
See, there's lots of differences in relationships. She gave her DNA to a corporation, and I refused to do so. But now we know, because of that, we know her genetic makeup.
Yes, because Ryan's scared to admit that he is really a Canadian.
I'm from Alaska,
Canadian.
and he thinks I wasn't even born there. So.
I'm telling y'all, his DNA says Canadian.
Good. We probably could have just put that in
50-50.
post, literally 50-50. You should screenshot that. We can just put it in post.
Screenshot it, but
Yeah.
yes,
LOL.
50-50.
But anyways, Allie's in an interracial relationship, and I think she has an appreciation of her boyfriend's culture, and it has become her own. And I admire that because she even speaks Spanish.
See.
I'm sorry, girl.
Yes, I'm looking. See what?
Oh my god.
That's the bare minimum. You could have said hi.
I feel like I've come to an appreciation of Ryan as well because he took the time to learn about my culture, and now he knows more about my culture more than I know about my own, because a lot of the history has been, I don't know, how do you explain the Filipino history? The history of the Philippines.
I read a book about it because I like reading and I'm autistic. Wow, that's really ableist of you.
Oh my
But
Shut up! Be serious.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, it's just basically there was obviously ancient Filipino culture, which was kind of wild. Actually, a lot of it that it talked about in the book is pretty inappropriate for a podcast because a lot of it had to do with mysticism and the sexual conduct that they had. But anyway, basically, as soon as it was introduced to the world, it's just been a colony like the entire time. Like it's basically only not been a colony for like a couple decades at this point. First of Spain, then of the United States, and then of Japan for a little while. And they all were received very differently because like the Spanish looked a lot different than them, and obviously Americans look a lot different from them. So a lot of the people argued that the Japanese being there was preferable because at least they were all like Asians and kind of looked similar, right? Obviously not everybody felt that way, and so it's hard a lot of the time to narrow down Filipino culture just because they've been influenced by the world in a way that America like has been influenced, but they were forced into it, where America obviously more, discounting, I guess, our treatment of Native Americans, but American people sort of accept that more voluntarily than the Filipino have accepted it.
So, okay, I do have a question for Ali, though. So, like, have you had problems being an interracial couple?
Yes. Okay, so there's a thing where we still have old school, black folks who still think in old school way, where if you're black, you need to date within your race, so you need to have a black educated man.
Yeah.
Black power.
Or even some people at church, like they would ask me, why are you dating a Hispanic? Like why don't you want to date a black man? Or even for my friend who dates outside his race, was like, why don't you want a black girl? And in my opinion, I think it shouldn't matter who I fall for. But then again, I have always been attracted to Hispanics.
It's that fat butt, isn't it? That's what you like.
Anyways.
We're back.
Yeah. I have always been attracted to Hispanics and their culture, and I'm not against dating my own race, but it's just not what I'm attracted to, and I'm gonna do what makes me happy regardless. So I don't care. But yes, I am in a happy relationship. Mi novio es mexicano. Sí, muy guapo.
At least she said more than just see.
Not 100%. Ali's a freaking double major. Of course she's gonna say more.
Yes, I do know my Spanish, y'all. Don't be fooled. But anyways, yes, me and my boyfriend will be together for 4 years, and
damn.
Yeah,
he gonna put a ring on it soon.
Put a ring on it. Yes, he already knows.
You heard it, Hugo.
Well,
sorry for the name drop, but I gotta do it.
But I think that's like the biggest issue. Really, is like just
like, your family trying to accept it, or like other people.
Yeah, mainly like the old fashioned people who still likes to stay within their race. But other than that, people has been really.
I don't people think like people outside of the closed mindedness and the old school don't really care anymore.
Honestly.
Well, there's the flip side of that too, where like older people are gonna be like, you shouldn't date this particular race, but there are also some people that will only date a particular race.
Oh no, not just that. Like
sort of like that. They'll say that's fetishization of a race.
Yeah.
No, there's a stereotype where they just like, oh, you dated Hispanic, so like you're in a like domestic abusive relationship. Because there's like Hispanics, like some Hispanic households where the male can be like, kind of abusive.
That was our stereotype, and that
it's Hispanic and black people.
I thought theirs was like.
So are they saying you should date white people, or?
I don't know. No,
because if they're going off stereotypes.
Like, no, because I thought the Mexican stereotype was like you drink a lot of tequila and watch soccer.
No, that's not Mexican. That's like
it's like Spanish.
Hispanic in general. But no, I'm saying or the stereotype like because I'll tell people like I date Mexican. They'll be like, so you have any kids or you? Yeah, like that's the first thing they ask me. I'm like. Because no, I don't have kids right now. Because they'll assume like in the Hispanic culture, it's very like common to have kids at a very young age.
You're supposed to have a kid before you're 20.
Yeah, and that's not happening.
It's common to have kids young in certain cultures, and that's why they have hella big families. They're very family orientated.
Yeah, because I have a friend, Paulina, Cecilia, and another one. I can't
Not
think
the
of her-
third one.
I can't think.
Sorry,
of the other
third one. You're not as important as.
But she
Ryan.
was just a year older than me, and she was married to an older guy.
Okay.
That story's already rocky as it is.
Ooh.
But she left work because she was trying to actively get pregnant. And I'm just like, you're just a year older than me, and I don't see what's the rush.
Yeah.
And then my boss was just breaking it down to me because she was like, well, in certain cultures, it's
That's what they do.
know,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what they do. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like my parents didn't have me until they were like, what, 35? That wasn't that bad.
Well, that's ironic because I don't think that Asians necessarily have that stereotype. But my parents are
think
both
so.
white, and they had me pretty young. My mom was like 20, I think. So.
I think 20 is a good age to have kids.
Well,
I said,
she was
I
done.
said mid to late.
Oh, okay.
Mid to
Y'all
She did-
get y'all career straightened out first. There'd be like, look at Rihanna. Rihanna is in
We
her
can do
30s
what we
and she
want.
just had her 2 babies back to back.
With
But
a
that girl's a
questionable baby
billionaire.
daddy.
So get your career in straight. First.
Definitely, I agree with that. Like my mom, she like graduated early, so she was like pretty set. My dad was in the military, so they had like careers kind of figured out a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, go
Like,
ahead.
I mean, like, honestly, in my opinion, just do whatever you want. If you can do it, then fucking do it, I guess. Like, I know a lot of young moms, like, I swear, a lot of my childhood friends, like, at least most have up to, like, not 10 kids, like, 1 to 2 kids by now, even, like, 3 soon, or something like that. But, like, they seem, like, despite, like, me not knowing, like, dude, I don't even know what I'm gonna eat for breakfast tomorrow. They seem to have it figured all out despite how young they are. So I think that if you're able to do it and you decide to do it, then good for you. That's how I feel anyways. Like, yes, you would want to get your life in order, but if kids happen before that happens, then that's perfectly fine. I think you just have a little best friend to like help you as well. From what
Yeah,
I've seen.
because you're never gonna be
Counterpoint.
fully prepared.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
y'all-
back on topic, guys.
But
so
you'll never be fully prepared to have a child, no matter how old or early in life.
yeah. But on the real, guys, like if you're gonna be in a mixed relationship, do it for the love. Like, don't just be like, oh yeah, I want mixed kids. That's how come I want to get in an interracial relationship. Because we do have people that's like that. Like some people that I know, they'll be like, yeah, I want some beautiful mixed babies. Cause they have like pretty curly hair and everything. Like, no, like they'll go with somebody else just to have that baby and then get out of the relationship. Like that's not it. That's what you do not need to do.
Children
Y'all
are
wanna-
Pokemon. You don't want to collect the shinies.
I have something to say as a
But
mixed
that-
child. I have something to say as a mixed child.
Yeah.
And like as a mixed kid, it's so hard to deal with identity and also the favoritism that you get, and it's so apparent that when you're older, it almost disturbs you, and you just have to live with that for the rest of your life. Like for example, I went to the Philippines when I was like 9, and
You're telling that story.
of course I am. It's important to the lore. So like I was 9, I went to the Philippines, I was having fun, but I'm white. I look white. I look white as hell. And one time I was at the biggest mall in Asia or whatever, and there's this line of bouncy houses. And I got on the bouncy house, and I was climbing to get down the slide. I'm like 9, and this girl comes up to me, and she yanks me by my hair, and she starts like speaking Tagalog. She's like, da 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 da, pute, which means white. She's like, you're just white, basically, in Tagalog. And she was just pissed off that I was there. But we were both like the same age. And like, I don't know, the adults used to treat me like weirdly. Like there's a blatant like favoritism where it's like, oh yeah, Miss Americana, you're so beautiful, you're this, and this. Like you would totally be an actress in the Philippines and all this other stuff. But then there's these other kids that are at the same like Filipino parties. They don't get the same treatment. Like I get treated more better because I am mixed and I'm self-aware of that. And it's just fucked up because of the favoritism and stuff like that. And then that causes more inner conflict as a mixed kid too.
Yeah.
True.
She's complaining about pretty privilege right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's a problem in our community too.
I'm not fucking joking.
I know.
But yeah, that's a problem in the black community too. Usually, I say black people do tend to stick with their race, But that's a problem with most dark skinned males because they usually like to date like light skinned females
And white
because
girls.
they
Oh, yeah, for
because
sure.
they hate themselves and they don't want their kids to have that or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they just grew up not liking themselves and they'll talk badly or degrade black women because that's them expressing their self-hatred, and I just think that's so weird.
So yeah, like I've been like aware about like your guys' race and how your own race is even like really racist to you guys in general.
Yeah.
So, like, so how do you guys deal with that?
Well, I know because, like I said, since I date outside my race,
Yeah.
they be like, "Oh, Allison don't like her own kind. Allison don't like black people." I'm like, no, I just have my preferences, which is okay. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, I'm judgy because he's dark. I don't like him because he's dark." That has nothing to do with anything. Or with that being said, you know how the stereotype like black girls are ghetto, right?
Yeah.
And how me, I don't consider myself ghetto, and I know I'm not ghetto. I'm like whitewash. Yes, I'm whitewash. I'm that whitewash black girl.
I'm
But
Allie, and I approve of this message.
no, not only that, like, so seeing that some black girls in my age range are really ghetto and loud, and I don't want to affiliate myself with that because I don't.
True.
Yes, because I'm like, I don't like bringing attention to myself in public on that stereotype thing,
Yeah,
you know?
plus it's deemed unprofessional, and I think it's unprofessional.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then not even that, you have where you sound very educated and talk proper. So you talk on the phone to somebody, or you go to a restaurant and you order, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I thought you were white. You sound so educated."
Right?
I'm just like,
And that sucks
Okay.
because they're like they're saying like the I'm quoting our professor, the American accent
yeah.
is what is educated, unlike, you know, the other accents.
True, and that's a thing that I always thought was weird. How some people say I talk proper, but I really don't think I do.
I think it's just you, like,
You just
you
haven't-
just don't use the slang that our
Yeah.
generation is using. Like, there's, like, you gotta know how to talk appropriate. Like, if I'm talking to somebody that I just met, I'm not gonna sound uneducated, of course. I'm gonna use,
Yeah.
like, my big girl words versus that I'm talking, like, to you or Cat Ryan, we'll be like, you know, what's up, like, period, like, yes,
She thinks
like,
that we're dumb and won't be able to understand her if she talks at a higher level. No, I mean, what it sounds like you guys are saying is, you know, I'm fully white.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Being white, what you're saying, what it sounds like you're saying, what you're saying is being white kind of rocks. That's kind of what you're
No,
saying.
right.
I mean, I'm just saying, because, like, white people, I mean, there are a few exceptions, but white people, we have babies and we're like, that's it.
okay,
White
so
babies
why
are
do
great.
white babies come out bald?
No.
Don't we all come out bald?
No,
No,
some
no,
no. I came out with a
no,
full head of
no,
hair. Like,
no.
no, only
No,
white
no,
babies
that's a
come out
lie.
bald.
Dang, I know your
That's-
mom got heartburn.
I'm pretty sure I was born with hair.
Yeah.
No, for real.
I
A
was
little bit.
not born with hair. My dad thought I was gonna be bald for the rest of my life.
Some people come out with like a full set of hair.
Yeah, I had
That's
curly
crazy.
hair. I had a full head of hair.
Oh,
That's
did y'all?
wild.
Well, I don't know if it's a thing. I don't know if it's like a black thing or like an old fashioned thing, but apparently they talk. My mom didn't cut my hair when I was younger,
Oh,
so
I know what you're talking
So
about.
she was talking. So like my dad's mom, she like took me to a barber shop to get my
Your
quote
head
unquote
shape?
first
Yeah.
haircut.
But you get your
Because
head
apparently, if you don't, it's like an
It doesn't-
autistic thing.
shaved. Yeah.
They think you'll be autistic if you don't get your hair cut or something.
What?
Yeah. No, literally, it's a thing.
That's
It's
That
a
explains
thing.
why my hair is so long.
No, like you have to get your first haircut or whatever. It's like I think it's like one of those like old black superstitions or whatever.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone does that.
Yeah, I
though.
think everybody got a super.
But that's wild though.
Yeah.
That's wild, dude. But I know about like them cutting like everyone's babies. Like once they get not cutting babies, but
Yeah.
like whenever they start getting like hair in, that's
Yeah.
when they'll like shave it off because well, what I was told is that it would grow back faster if they shaved it off. Not that they were autistic. That's a different story.
I think
Yeah.
that's like not true. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't
feel
think
that's
it's
not
true
Yeah.
either.
It might be.
Wait,
I don't know.
I think it has to
Awesome.
be like a civilized like a what's it called?
An old wives' tale.
Yeah.
No, guys, like on some real though, cause okay, so back to being in an interracial relationship. So you know how we still have races nowadays, like black don't like the
Yep.
white don't like. Okay, so my freshman year, my roommate, she introduced me to her friends. They were twins, biracial, black and white.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, their mom was the white woman, and her family was racist, but she still went and got pregnant by black men.
I mean, it's kind
So-
of like Mariah Carey. Her mom and her mom's side was somewhat racist. to
Yeah,
an
so
extent.
their white side of the family just disowned them, which I don't think that's right. But you have those situations in
true.
this world,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is
I
crazy.
have a question. They're twins.
They're twins.
What if one of them came out full black and one of them came out full white?
There's actually twins that are
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
There
there
are,
are
there
twins
are.
like that.
Do you,
Like
but
the
do
girl
you
with
think
the-
that her
like the
family
girl's
would have
ginger-
accepted one of them?
Oh, that's
Probably
crazy.
the
That's-
yeah,
that's
probably
how
the
it
white
worked-
one.
That's how it worked in Mariah Carey's case, because I saw somebody read Mariah Carey like autobiography, and she was talking about when she was younger and her mom and dad were together. They were surprised because they lived in a predominantly white neighborhood, and they were surprised. Like the white kids were surprised when they came in, and then they just saw like a black guy.
That's funny.
So yeah, and then when Mariah Carey's like dad and mom separated from each other, like her siblings stayed with her dad more and didn't get to see their mom that much because apparently Mariah was like white passing. So
Yeah.
like people
So
didn't.
she's
Yeah.
favored.
Plus her like mom's side of the family did prefer her because she was the lightest out of all of them.
Yeah.
If I had twins and one of them was full black and one of them was fully white, Halloween's coming up. That's why this is relevant. I would have them dress as salt and pepper shakers every single year for Halloween.
One more time.
Don't.
Every year for Halloween.
No, right.
They would dress as salt and pepper shakers.
There's always.
Okay, wait. Okay, I'm sorry. I know how that came. I know how that came off now. I didn't realize the white one would be the pepper and the black one would be the salt. Okay, it's not racist.
No, it'd be like blue. It'd be like Blue's Clues and salt and
Exactly.
pepper. They made
Salt and
paprika.
pepper syrup.
Oh wait.
They made
So
There's always
paprika.
that slivel where I'm about to break up with this man.
so like she's a little yellow. I'm a little white. We have a baby. That baby's gonna dress up as cumin.
No, it's gonna be the mayo.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please do.
But you know how people be like, oh my gosh, you're gonna have a Blaxican baby. Baby's gonna be so cute. Like I
Yeah.
wonder what the skin tone gonna be. They're gonna
Yeah.
Blaxican.
Honestly, I've
Blaxican is
never-
my word, guys. It's black
I've-
and Mexican.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't.
That's
Yeah, I
no
don't
word.
think that word's popular.
I've heard that word
And I've
before.
heard that word before.
I've
too.
only heard,
Blaxican.
like-
I just said it's my word. I
I've
like
only
saying
heard
it.
like Blasian, Wasian.
Of
Who
course.
says Wasian?
I've never heard Wasian. I
some-
mean,
some
I've
people.
heard.
I mean, I
Wasian,
say
but-
it, but like it's not popular.
But,
Yeah,
like,
Blaxican's
I've-
way more popular. It's
Like,
like,
Exactly.
I've
Yeah.
never heard like any like quote unquote Mexican terms for it or like black terms.
It's
for it.
because people associate like they assume every Hispanic is Mexican. That's why people need to be educated.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, y'all, let me go ahead and give you a quick lesson because I'm all about the Hispanic culture. So if you call somebody Spanish, they have to be from Spain. That's Spanish. Hispanic represents all of Latin America and all the overall Hispanic culture. And then Mexicans is just predominantly Mexico. But then the Hispanics,
Facts.
it breaks out into branches where you have Cubans, Hondurans, Ecuadorians, Colombians. Yes, there's my mini lesson. So my boyfriend is Mexican for sure. He's from Mexico. So I'm gonna have a Blaxican. But that wasn't the point. The point is they'd be like, oh, maybe the baby might come out.
It's Afro Latino and Afro Latino and Afro Latina. I've heard that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then when you're black
the
mixed with
academic term,
another,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, they'll say, "Oh, I hope I wonder if the baby's gonna come out black like you, or is the baby gonna come out brown like like my
Mhm.
boyfriend, or maybe like a little caramel mix in between."
Yeah.
I'm like, either
Yeah,
way, it don't
caramel
matter.
macchiato.
Yeah, like they like I don't know, like they just expect something so they treat like mixed kids like they're God almost. That's how I felt anyways.
Mhm.
Was it a good feeling? Yeah, I was a child. Of course it was a good feeling. until I was being told by like friends or just seeing things on the internet and how I mean how I was treated in the Philippines. They either treated me really nicely and then that one girl just fucking pulled me down and
Mhm.
called me white and said fuck you basically.
Oh, since you said Blaxican, that reminds me. Since Catherine is half Filipino and half white, I call her jalapeno.
Someone get this man off of Reddit. I'm sick.
Bro, it's
Right,
not a Reddit term.
right.
I don't know
Did
what
you
you're talking
remember the
about.
name that you gave Catherine?
I don't know what you're talking about. What? Oh my god, I don't know what this man is talking about.
You
It's
forgot?
It's not. Well, it doesn't really have any relevance to this conversation.
It's
I
not
know.
relevant. Please stop talking shit
Yeah,
about
but no,
me.
she's half.
I
She's
will
half.
literally tear you to shreds.
She's half
for real.
Southern white specifically. It wouldn't make sense if she was,
Southern?
yeah,
Oh.
Southern white. So.
Trey, scoot back over. You're going out of the frame.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll just take over.
Okay.
But
I'm not racist. We proved that here today.
ugh.
You're supposed to be that. See, he's racist. Are you crazy? That's crazy.
Yeah. So Trey, how do you feel about interracial couples?
You'd never be in one, right?
Yep.
Right?
Honestly, I don't really care. I did recently send my friends my crush history. And you know, it's pretty diverse. It's pretty diverse. You know, I'd say it doesn't need any improvements on any ends. I just I let my heart guide my way.
So what are your preferences?
Yeah. What are your preferences?
I just have a lot, you know. I have a lot.
You would date anyone?
Excuse me.
for the most part,
Okay.
but I am picky.
You wanna go
though.
out?
No, right?
He wouldn't date anybody.
So you're diverse, but you're also picky. But
No,
understandably
I'm picky
so.
as in like
You have high expectations.
I'm picky as in just because you're this race, I'm not gonna date you solely because of that.
Right.
Like I care about personality. I care about how you carry yourself, how you present yourself. I care about your mannerisms. I care about just stuff like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that y'all are laughing is concerning.
Me and Kat over here giving each other side eyes.
The fact that y'all are laughing is concerning.
Yep.
I'm telling the truth.
Like, if we're being real though, can we like, okay, so guys, so since y'all are dating, like, what attracted you to one another?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, we weren't attracted to each other because of Dungeons and Dragons. We met at Dungeons and Dragons. No, I
Well,
was
we
attracted to her because
officially
she's
met.
Finger
Asian.
blaster.
No, I'm just kidding.
He was attracted to me because I was hot.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Period.
I mean, I didn't know anything about her, so like,
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
nothing
we
else to be
just met.
attracted to.
Yeah, I mean, the first time we met was technically, well, we didn't officially meet at orientation, but we saw each other there, and I got really scared, and I did not look at this
She
man.
immediately fell in love.
I
love at
avoided
first sight.
him like the plague at orientation. I was like, oh hell no, not him. And then at Dungeons and Dragons, I like came in, sat down, did my thing, and then we did introductions.
That's like the beginning of a movie. Like, oh my gosh, who is that girl? She walks in the room, all eyes turn to her. She sits down, and Ryan's like, "There we have it, the girl of my dreams."
Okay. So then,
12 years later.
so we did like we sat down, introduced ourselves. I introduced myself as a transfer student. Ryan stole my introduction.
I'm literally also a transfer student.
He
so
literally
it's
said
not
that.
stolen.
He
It's
literally
not
said that.
stolen. I mean, I'm just also am that. So.
Yeah, no, but
She's like, I love to breathe air every day, and I'm like, oh yeah, I like to breathe air too. And she's like, oh, you're copying my style? You like to breathe air?
no,
Like,
no, y'all, no. The tone of it was definitely like, oh yeah, I want her attention. And then he came up to me while we were doing a tabletop session.
For the record, I
And-
came up to every single person at that meeting and introduced myself. to them.
I highly,
I did. You can ask the
but you
people
didn't
there.
look at me in my eyes.
Okay, I will say that I intentionally introduced myself to other people, so she didn't think it was weird when I introduced myself to her, but I still introduced myself to everybody else. There,
Right. And then at the second meeting, there was this big campaign about boats, and then we had to fight a Kraken. So there was two boats, right? 1, 2. I was in this side, and he was at the other side. Some person got thrown to here, and then I got thrown right in front of him, and we started talking. And that's how that happened.
And then
that's,
she texted me first.
and that's how she met you. I mean, that's how you. That's how she met your father, kids.
Jesus Christ.
But the rest is history. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, Ryan's sweet. He's very nice. He's like a golden retriever boyfriend for sure.
Okay, so now that we talked about the cons of an interrelationship,
Did we talk about
We
the
didn't-
cons?
We're not about cons.
Where that's
We
coming
only
from?
talk about the cons.
What are the cons? We
We
only
don't-
talked about the
the
positives.
Let's talk about
the
stereotypes.
only
You're talking-
cons that we talked about were like family,
Like other people
Yeah.
judging
like
you.
people judging. Yeah,
Not like the
but
cons
not
of
like-
being interracial.
I don't.
Wait, I
Yeah.
get what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
guys,
Like,
here's
y'all
the.
feel- like you said about your childhood, how you
Yeah.
somewhat grew up confused. That's a
Yeah.
con.
Okay.
You talked about how people perceive you or say that you should date someone
Yeah,
else.
no,
outside
fair
of
enough,
it.
Trey. You make a solid point.
Okay.
You make a solid
Right.
point.
Okay, I got you. So the positive side,
Exactly.
of
Attacking
me-
Trey, just do. No.
yes, of me going outside my race is that I'm learning a different language,
Mm-hmm.
Espanol. And then not only that, I love Hispanic food. Hispanic food is delicious. But then the culture overall, like, well, I'm going to example with the Mexican culture, but this Hispanics in general, that they are very opening. Like everybody greet each other. They will rather socialize. Like socializing and relationships is very important rather than
Yeah.
the work side of it.
You get adopted for real.
They take care of you.
We
For
said
sure.
family oriented earlier.
Would you
So
say that if you didn't get in that relationship, would you still learn Spanish?
Yeah, I would think so.
Mm.
That probably pushed me. That's an interesting question. That actually pushed me to learn Spanish even more. So that way, if my boyfriend talking junk about me, I know what he's saying. But
That one.
but no,
That
not
one.
just that. I found Spanish because I grew up in Berea, and if you don't know, Berea here in Greenville is like predominantly Hispanic area. So having Hispanics being around you, it's like
So you think that influenced you?
yeah, it influenced me a lot. And Spanish is like an easy language to catch on to versus French or any other language, in my opinion.
Okay.
But not just that, in my career of being like a journalist,
Yeah.
I think it is very smart or beneficial for me
definitely.
to have a
Yeah,
second
yeah.
language.
Just always told us that as little kids that
Yeah,
we should
that
take
we
up
should-
another
Yeah.
language.
Yeah, I mean they do in Europe too. I think that's really important because I mean a lot of immigrants do come from Mexico and stuff.
I feel like cause Spanish, even though they say Spanish not the number one language in like America, I know it's English, but they said
I know it's a high percentage. For
yeah,
sure.
but
It's
they
a
was
high
like, what's the
percentage for
language
sure.
they said that comes before? They was like Chinese actually is before Spanish. I'm like,
Huh?
really?
Isn't that in America or the world?
Like no, in like the United States.
Fair enough.
Well,
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
makes sense.
It's like a business language, so a lot of people are
if
learning
we're
for that, I
talking
guess.
about like immigration and like people coming into America, I can say that we, as of right now, we are having a good Asian flux and you know Hispanics always been coming over, so I mean
You wouldn't know that, huh?
Well, so basically you're saying that the positive of the interracial relationship is the cultural exchange that
Yeah.
takes place.
It's also the romance
Well, yeah, but that's the truth of any
and the
relationship.
pasta.
I make good. See that I was about to say is like she's over here, like Allison's over here, like oh yeah, I like dating a Hispanic because I like Hispanic food. Well, I like Asian food. You know how many times that Catherine has made Asian food for me?
Cook.
The Asian girl doesn't cook,
I don't cook.
and not that great at math either. So I don't really know what happened with this one.
You know,
I'm a creative, Ryan.
You know,
you are
Catherine-
we're literally the opposites though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I cook and I'm good
He's
at math.
the
I have it all.
yeah, Catherine's the one that gets the frying pan and just swings it while she's in the store. She's not the one that's like tossing.
I literally showed you that video. Yeah, I'm the one that
couldn't.
like pretends to hit you with it. Something I'm telling you.
It's true.
You know what, ladies? Take his ass back into the kitchen.
But yeah, I would say that one part of being in a relationship that I find at least fun was just learning another culture.
Yeah.
Like it's like one of those like point of view things for me. So like you know how we're always stuck on ourselves and we don't really always think about a bigger picture. But when you take a look outside of that, it's like, whoa. You know, it's like a realization. It just makes you put a lot of things in perspective and be like, oh well, you know, over here we do this, XYZ and such.
Yeah, you get to learn more of like world cultures and stuff, and I think that's a huge benefit. I mean, like theoretically wise, we're just gonna mesh into one huge race regardless, but we'll always have different cultures.
Okay, we're back. We're back. I'm so sorry, guys. We got so off topic. Kat, bring us back in.
Okay. Okay.
People need to know.
I don't even know what to say after that. Oh my god. But like,
yeah, guys.
like facts. Yeah, no, I mean like honestly, I feel like we've become, despite us regressing and then progressing, I feel like just this generation has been like back and forth. Dang, did I have a lisp?
Yeah, I don't understand the point you're trying to make.
I don't know what I'm trying to make.
Okay, so I'll just take a look. Guys, at the end of the day, you shouldn't judge someone based off of their skin color or race. If you feel like you have a natural attraction to someone, you should pursue it. Regardless of what your mom or whatever your dad think, I think you should pursue it. Now, should you do it out of spite? No. Should you just do it because they're a quote unquote different race? No. Yeah, love
I think that's
conquers
gonna be my
all.
thumbnail.
You know, one of my heroes once said, "Don't judge somebody by their skin, but by the content of their character." Ryan Gosling.
Oh,
Of course, Ryan knows that Ryan.
obviously. But Kat, you want to bring us home?
Thank you for tuning in to our podcast about interracial couples. And we will be posting next week about, I don't know, something else. Just tune in. Subscribe to channels. Look at the description for the links of our social media. Leave comments, concerns, and we might talk about other stuff too.
Yeah,
Tell us what we should talk about.
Yeah, maybe you guys should request what we should talk about.
exactly.
And we'll
Do
give you
something.
Make our job easier.
You made
Yeah.
it this far. Obviously, you give a fuck.
Yeah.
Or your hate watcher, which, hey, either way, we'll take it.
Yeah. Leave a hate
If
comment.
you're if you're hate, I want you guys to boo at me right now.
Exactly. Yeah, tell us how much you hate us.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.